Good morning, guys. Welcome back to another trading session. I hope you're doing well. I hope you had a great weekend. It is Monday today, so the beginning of the week, which usually is a interesting day. Um, Today we will have Trump speaking with Putin at 10. So we might as well wait for it. And meanwhile, I will just talk about what price has been doing lately since the open. So at the open, we created a new week opening gap here. We kind of rebalanced right in the first hours, and then Asia started to to range like it is usual. Uh, London expanded to the downside, and eventually we can already frame some kind of a power of three, or eventually some. Let me just put this here. So this is kind of a consolidation or accumulation. This should eventually be our manipulation. And what we are waiting for is some kind of a expansion to the upside here. So this could eventually be uh, our framework for today's action on price action. But since we have Trump speaking at 10 a.m., I will probably wait for it. But yeah, it seems like almost clear on higher time frames. We have also a SMT in between ES and Nasdaq, and wait, as you can see, I will just show you the SMT. Um, it's quite easy to identify this one. So on the 15 minute, so on the 15 minute, let me just check. Yeah, NQ already took this low right here on the 15 minute. And ES is still here to the upside. It kind of formed some kind of a 15-minute breaker already as well. So it is kind of a retesting it. And we have now these highs, which are London highs, and we have these relative equal highs. Uh, those are not Asia highs, but they are near of it. So what do I expect for today's action, right? Well, I already marked the 4 hour candle. So what I would like to say, what I would like to see here is some kind of a manipulation to the downside, a little bit more, and then eventually a displacement to the upside, getting us these highs here, the relative equal highs, London highs, and these ones here as well. So I'm expecting something, I don't know, maybe like this, and then a purge to the upside, or price will eventually come lower. This would be the ideal scenario where price really digs deeper in between 950 to 1010, taking out London lows, and then displaces to the upside and reaching for these highs here, London highs as well, and eventually these highs here too. So this is what I would like to see. It doesn't mean that it will deliver, but this is the type of plan that I would like to see price following. Um, we can eventually frame some type of bearish scenario because we still have these lows here from from Thursday. The Thursday lows, we still have them. Meanwhile, NQ already took them. But yeah, I don't believe we will go that lower. Otherwise, we would have to disrespect the 15-minute breaker, and eventually that would give us a continuation to the downside. I still believe we have a lot of liquidity here as well. This is full of liquidity. A lot of stops from those who are long are placed around here. Yeah, but I wouldn't believe that we will purge them today. Maybe later. I still believe that these here are way easier to punish, and these here as well. So the plan here is to really wait for something to happen in between 950 to 1010. That's usually my game plan. So I will continue to respect it. Sorry. Damn. So I will continue to respect it and look for something in between those time frames and time windows. I mean, so 950, but we are at 930, and 930 already opened with a big displacement to the upside. So these highs that we were expecting to be reached, they can eventually be reached with this displacement if price really wants to go there right now. The 4-hour candle, I will mark it as soon as we approach 10 a.m. So the first relative equal highs got taken here. We might as well form a first presented fair value gap. No, I mean, not now, because this is the 930 candle, and we cannot form any type of first presented fair value gap with the 930 candle. So NQ and ES doing something similar. Not a big difference between those two, just on the higher time frames. If you look at the 15-minute, you can already see uh, an SMT where NQ took the 15th of May lows, while ES is still saving them. So nice displacement to the upside here. So according to the first plan and the original one, I would like to see some kind of expansion to the upside, since we have London just ranging. I mean, Asia ranging, London manipulating to the downside, and eventually an expansion to the upside with New York AM. So price is playing above the 3 opens, the midnight open, the 8:30 open, and the 9:30 open. Let me just put the macro here as well. So the 950 to 1010 macro. Yeah, 950 to 1010. since we have Trump speaking with Putin at 10, we will have to wait. Um, Meanwhile, price is reaching for London highs already. So this was a fast and quick and objective drive to the upside. Nice first read of price action, honestly, because we were expecting a lot of highs. Eventually, these relative equal highs as well. But price really took them right in the first minutes of the open. I'm still waiting for a first presented fair value gap here to appear and to be formed. So at this point, we already purged London highs. Everybody who's been trying to sell since London got their stop deactivated. Honestly, now we just need to reach for the Asia sellers. Price is still grinding to the upside. So first minutes in since the open, and no surprises at all. Um, as I was saying, we were expecting London highs. Eventually, these relative equal highs from Asia session as well. So the only thing that I would like to have seen is this type of manipulation to be happening inside the macro. We didn't got it. We got it prior to the macro. Um, but yeah, we will probably frame something else inside a macro. Price is reaching for the next end walk as well. Not the next one, but the end walk from this week's opening. And price is really doing a run to the upside since the opening. Um, and Q is following. It's almost reaching for these highs here already. This was a quick run to the upside, and I'm curious to see if this run will eventually hold. I guess so, because as I said in the first minutes of the stream, I I I could I could see a consolidation range in Asia, a manipulation to the downside on London, and was expecting an expansion to the upside as soon as we as soon as we open in New York. So this is what it is happening. So yeah, the only thing that honestly um, we have to worry about is as soon as 10 hits, we might try to look for an entry, and where can we enter inside of an expansion. It's always tricky because whenever we get an expansion, I like to enter near the end of the manipulation. So this was the manipulation eventually. But this is in case we go and run higher, because we might eventually take out this liquidity and drive to the downside as well. So this run is pretty suspicious. There is no stops here. Price just reached for the relative equal highs. The price is really digging into the end wall. Just let me check the opening range gap just to see where we are. Yeah, we still have a lot. We still have a lot to go. Just let me take a measure just to see where we are. Yeah, we can reach a bit above the midpoint of the end wall just to get for those 50% of the opening range. A nice run to the upside here. 25 handles. Since we are leaving the breaker, the 15-minute breaker behind. Well, so far this is the 4-hour candle high. We have the low here down below. At this point, I believe this will be leave intact here. We just have to, if we believe in a continuation to the upside, we just have to wait for something, for a manipulation to the downside, and, and eventually an inversion of some bearish PD arrays that can eventually be formed. At 10, Trump will speak, so it is not worth it to open anything before Trump speaking. So I don't know what will come from this conversation here. And lately, ES and NQ are being quite volatile to Trump's words. So that's why I don't want to be in front of a wreck train that will go in any kind of the direction. We have 950 to 1010 macro approaching. Still have 7 minutes. But yeah, price delivered quite well to London highs and already to these relative equal highs as well. So things are now a little bit harder since the low hanging fruits are being purged already. Um, as I was telling you, I would like I would have liked to see something like this to happen, and price delivered quite directly to these relative equal highs. So what is now open to suffer any kind of purge? I guess the next draw on liquidity would be this buy side liquidity here, this point of liquidity, and then above it we have these ones here, which I will mark. There we go. So if you want to see it from another perspective, I can see the sell side curve, and I can see, oops, this is the sell side curve, and I will mark now the buy side curve, which is this one. So I can see things be framing just like this, the sell side curve, with London having the bottom of the sell side curve, which always is the manipulation, and then we can eventually expect to run higher, taking out buy side liquidity here at these points. This is another way to just frame where price is and where price wants to go. Yeah, price kind of stopped here. I will take a projection from the last from the last swing low here. And as you can see, our targets are near the standard deviation points that price can be projected to. So yeah, it has some kind of confluence. You can see as well -4 standard deviation right above, right here at the top of the buy side liquidity curve. So it can help us getting some more confidence in our bias. But the real question now is, if I want to engage with this leg to the upside, where should I enter? That's the main question, and this is the hardest question to answer, because we are kind of expecting some retrace, right? And sometimes price doesn't give us the retrace that we want, but I'm expecting probably a run to this buy side liquidity in between -2 standard deviation, -2.55 standard deviation, and then a run to the downside, reaching for -1 or -1.5, and looking for something in between those standard deviations points. Yeah, we'll just take this one here to the upside. So yeah, nice move to the upside here. Just let me look at the bit more higher time frames here. As you can see, the 3 minute only green candles since 9:18. So there's not much we can do here besides waiting. Price is already inside the macro as well. I'm just looking for imbalances on slightly higher price time frames. So this is the first presented for value gap. I wouldn't mind at price if price retraces to this point here, because it has some confluence with 50% of the range as well. So OT levels, yeah, kind of. You need to get a little bit more higher. Yeah, maybe buy side liquidity just to reach for a retrace to the first presented. But now, honestly, since we are inside a macro, I want to see how price really treats bullish PD arrays. We have one here. Because this was a quick run, too quick of a run, honestly. Um, and I'm kind of interesting to see how we will manage some kind of retrace to the downside, or if we just keep climbing to the upside. Well, I believe that since Trump will call Putin at 10, I believe that price will just hang here for the rest of the 5 minutes that's still left. Or we will take buy side liquidity here and then eventually retrace back down. But let me just wait and see what are price intentions. The price is still trying to reach for buy side liquidity. We are right at the -2 standard deviation. So I kind of expecting a retrace in between these two deviations. A retrace can eventually be expected. So far, the macro is not doing anything. Price is just mumbling around here above this bullish PD array. But we have buy side liquidity right above, just a push higher, and price is able to purge that buy side liquidity. Well, so far, no surprises. Price just did what we expected. I was aiming for these highs, this buy side liquidity, and eventually London high as well. Did not open anything because, yeah, this was action prior to the open, and since we have Trump speaking at 10, I decided to wait. I guess that's the best choice that you can make when you have some kind of news driver, because sometimes you can even be wrong, be right with the direction of the trade and the direction of the market, but price will stop you out with some kind of volatility, and that these news driver usually produce. So yeah, if you are watching, um, have you already opened anything? Have you already took any trades, or are you just watching for now? I'm just watching, just waiting for 10 a.m. to hit, and we'll decide after that if I will do anything here or not, because I was expecting some manipulation lower in the first minutes of the trade of the open, I mean, but price really did a direct drive to Asia highs and to that buy side liquidity that I was expecting to be purged after a deeper manipulation. But yeah, this was some kind of the manipulation lag. It took 8:30 open, and as soon as it took 8:30 open and 7:40 low, yeah, it kind of drive right to the targets that we were aiming. And now I'm just waiting. for something to happen, honestly. If price keeps rising and keeps grinding to the upside, it will be kind of hard to engage with it because I can't see any purge of liquidity here before another drive to the upside. So it is 10 a.m. So Trump and Putin might be starting to speak right now. I don't know how that works, but I don't even care. I just want to watch what price action does. Well, right now we have some kind of an SMT in between ES and NQ, but that's a SMT on a 1 minute. So far, the SMT that I was talking about in the first minutes of the opening, yeah, it kind of held, and it's dictating this upper move from both ES and NQ. So at this point, the 4 hour high is taken here on ES. And now I would like to see if we really start some kind of a retrace to the downside, or if we keep going up. This can be some kind of a manipulation. We have some consolidation here. This two candles can eventually be a manipulation leg. And then if we start to invert these bullish PD arrays, we can eventually expect some kind of a retrace to the downside. But yeah, overall, I'm just expecting the buy side liquidity of the curve to be completed right at minus standard for -4 standard deviation. Yeah, not much action here with the Trump and Putin call. I guess the action can eventually come after that phone call. Yeah, price stopped right at minus 2.5 standard deviation. Now let's wait a bit more just to see if price really wants to go directly to buy side liquidity. If so, it might be very hard to catch anything. Notice how price just run through the NWOG. Started here, pierced it, then retested it, then displacement to the upside, taking out the midpoint of it, retrace back to the midpoint, and then another displacement to the upside, trying to get out of it. But on Friday, I told you that whenever you have something exiting from a point of interest, which is the NWOG, you want to see full closure of candles, not these wicks here. And whenever you have a fair value gap exiting these point of interests, you have to be cautious with it because it can act as an inversion as well. But yeah, right now price is just delivering to the upside. Another displacement here, taking out the 2.5 minus 2.5 standard deviation. And at this point, I guessed it will be a direct drive to buy sell liquidity, um, leaving us on the sidelines, honestly. Yeah, sometimes it is a bit frustrating to see price run here, but yeah, whenever you have rules, you have to respect them. I said to myself that I would not take any pre-market open positions, and the entry is really pre-market, so it is right at the inversion of this manipulation leg here, just right here. This could have been the entry, and if you have taken this entry, you had a run to the upside of about 40 handles. But it is what it is. We just have to have in mind that we are respecting the rules, and whenever I try to disrespect them, it usually costs me a lot of money. So I'm not willing to risk those rules just because of a trading day or just because of a run. It will not define how my trading career will end. So it's just another day. another bullish PD array here. So every bullish PD array is being respected here, quite clean, in a clean way. So the narrative was quite good. I'm content with it. The price action that I was expecting, it was quite on spot. The only thing that I missed here was expecting some type of a manipulation a bit lower, and after the open. But sometimes it can happen. The manipulation starts some minutes prior to the open, and then right at the open we deliver to the upside. Yeah, it can honestly happen. But in cases like this, I usually tend to be in the sidelines because the movement really starts in pre-market. And yeah, if you have a rule not to engage with market on a pre-market way, on a pre-market environment, yeah, you cannot violate that rule just to engage with the market. You have to respect it, even though the market runs like this. So 950 macro to 1010 just delivered a good leg to the upside here. Usually, when you open a position inside a macro, you can eventually expect it to end in the next macro. Just like 1050 to 1110. Which would be eventually buy side liquidity here. So 1050 to, oops, yeah, there we go. So we can eventually expect this run that started at 950, ending at 1050. So the retrace may start to happen. Yeah, another push here. Yeah, price doing another high here. Was quite a fast deliver to buy side liquidity, honestly. So this retrace here can eventually be some kind of an entry, and a continuation to the upside. just check the 3-minute here. It's kind of forced one because we don't have we don't have many order blocks here just to hold price if it wants to retrace lower. But at the same time, we still have buy side liquidity here right above us, and we are in a play from macro to macro as well. I'm just watching if price really wants to go a little bit lower before making another move high. Yeah, price came right at the order block on the 2 minute. It started to react some kind of in some kind of a bullish way. Yeah, but we will go a little bit lower here. Just let me just check OT levels. Yeah. Yeah, price respected the first the fair value gap here, right at the tick to the tick. But it's kind of hard for me to open some kind of a long way above 2.5 standard deviation and without any significant retrace. It's like chasing something. Kelly Monster. Nice job, brother. Yeah, you were long from 21,400. Yeah, 21,400, 21,400. Yeah, that was a good play. That was a good play, honestly. Congratulations. Yeah, I'm just waiting for something here. This seems like I'm just trying to catch something that already um, started to run. So I will I will not open any long here. I will just watch it. Yeah, you did a good job. I don't know what's happening with my Twitch stream. It's like freezing a bit. I'm sorry for that, but yeah, OBS is fine. The connection is fine. On YouTube, it's playing fine as well. So really don't know what happening. Yeah, see, this is what I was afraid of, because we are above minus 2.5 standard deviation. We should expect some measure of a retrace on price. Yeah, but we still have buy sell liquidity here. I still believe we go here. The point now is, where should we engage with price? So a deep retrace. Just let me check where price really can go. Yeah, this would be a nice target area here. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't took this long here, because it was kind of stretched, honestly. Price retrace back to minus 2 standard deviation. I'm expecting a deeper retrace here. So at this point, price was able to invert one of the last fair value gaps outside the NWOG. Well, I mean the one of the first. I'm still expecting here a retrace lower. But since we are right above the NWOG can actually um, be used as a support too, despite we are in a deep premium right now. Yeah, price really trying to get once again above the that fair value gap that has been inverted. Let's see if it really can stay above it, or if it's just a something to entice players to open more longs. Yeah, I guess we formed a bullish order block here. So it is permissible to expect that price will eventually drive higher for the last couple of minutes of the next macro as well. Yeah, the 3 minute seems like prime to make another run to the upside. The 2 as well. Yeah, it would give us something like this. Just check the 4 hour as well. $78. Yeah, price really use this as an inversion, and it kind of supported when we inverted this one once again, and price will probably dig again, and price will probably dig higher, 1050 or 11 or 1110 on the 2 minute. On the 2 minute, it came right at the top of the NWOG. It bounced from the fair value gap, and then inverted once again this previous bullish PD right here. So yeah, the only problem here is I'm looking at the 15 minutes and I can eventually frame a consolidation inside of 15 minutes. And we are consolidating, honestly. That's the only thing that is preventing me from opening anything, because I don't want it to be stuck inside a consolidation. I wouldn't like to. Yeah, price coming back down once again. There we go. A retrace deeper here. Price trying to hold inside the fair value gap, but yeah, this is a this is a tricky spot, honestly, because you have to have a large stop loss just to just let the market um, do its own thing and generate a little bit more liquidity. Yeah, but it seems like a nice reaction here. I like how price just reacted here. Look that we right away inverted the bearish fair value gap that was formed here. But can you see? This is what I would not like to be in, where price just gives us a trigger to the upside and it gives us a trigger to the downside. It means that we will be consolidating for the next minutes and generating more liquidity and eventually taking some measure of sell side or buy side before progressing to another target. once again. Yeah, on the 2 minutes, it seems like a healthy retrace back to the order block here. On the 3 minute, let me just check here. Yeah, it seems like a healthy retrace into this fair value gap and the order block as well. On the 5 minute, seems like we are forming some type of a order block. Yeah, for those watching, I'm not in a trade. This is just a schematics, just to see how price will deliver. There we go. Price reaching for lower sell side liquidity. Yeah, your bias might be bullish, and your target might be to the upside, and you might be right about it. But you always have to let the market do its own thing and eventually generate and purge some liquidity points just to go for the next drive higher. Yeah, that's what the majority of traders don't want to allow on market, and they rush into positions and yeah, it can eventually trigger a lot of losses, a lot of frustration because you are in the right side of the market, but on the lower time frames, you just have to allow things to be done, you know. Another touch here on the fair value gap here. Yeah, another good reaction here from price. If we invert this bearish one, this one right here, I guess we are safe to say that we will probably get higher, but I can still see that NQ did not purge this low here, and ES as well. So I will just wait until that one gets purged. Notice that we have a lot of liquidity here as well. So this type of liquidity usually gets purged as well. Price is trying to invert this bearish fair value gap right away. Not expecting price to run lower. Yeah, but see how price is really trying to trick everybody, um, giving signs of bearishness and signs of bullishness right before one another. Yeah, and as you can see, price is really consolidating right now, just like anticipated. We reached minus 2.5 standard deviation, and yeah, 80% of the time, whenever we face minus two standard deviation or 2.5 standard deviation, we should expect some type of a retrace back to equilibrium of the leg, which would be right near this fair value gap here. Um, and then eventually a continuation of the move. Um, right now, price is really stuck. I was telling you guys some minutes ago that I could have I I can see some type of consolidation looking at the 15-minute time frame, and it's actually happening. So that's why I didn't engage in anything here. I have to see some measure of sell side liquidity to be taken here. We have this low, we have this one right here. So as you can see, liquidity is being um, engineered here just to be followed by eventually a displacement to the downside, a quick displacement to the downside, and then an inversion of some type of PD array that's been formed here, and a continuation to the downside, to the upside, because we are engineering as well here a low resistance liquidity um, staircase. I would like to I like to call them that way. It's just like a staircase where each one of these highs here are filled and full of stops. Um, that's what I'm. That's what I would like to see, and this is what would like to expect from price. It has been boring since 10 a.m. So we are here for about 1 hour, and price didn't deliver much in this time window. The only thing that really happened was the 9:15 to 10 a.m. run. Yeah, it was quite interesting. I was expecting the run to the upside, but honestly, I was expecting it to happen in between 9:50 to 10:10. It didn't deliver. That's why I got sidelined. Um, but it is what it is. I would never I would have never engaged with this run because it started in a pre market environment, and one of the rules, my own personal rules, says that you should not engage with price action prior to 9:30. So yeah, I just have to accept that. I'm still content because I made a good read of price action. Um, I kind of nailed the read on price action because relative equal highs buy side liquidity was taken inside New York AM. So yeah, it was nice. It was a nice read. Can't say can't say otherwise. price really trying to engage with more longs here, but I honestly need to see some of these lows being cleaned before it run to the upside. Otherwise, I will not engage with it. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Yeah, once again, price trying to run above, but without taking any measure of sell side. Not even this one or this one or these ones. Yeah, it's always kind of suspicious whenever price does something like this, when it tries to run without taking anything. And the same is happening on NQ, so there is no liquidity taken by them, not even NQ or ES. Well, even inside the 1050 to 1110 macro, price did nothing until now. So at this point, we can eventually consider um, that price will eventually continue a consolidation after 11. So that leaves us with almost nothing to do here. Well, for those who are watching, if you have any questions, just yeah, just write them down on the stream chat, and I will try to answer them. Yeah, I'm just waiting for some type of sell side purge just before getting into anything, because I believe that price will continue to to be consolidating until we take some measure of sell side liquidity, since we are waiting for it to reach buy side. But yeah, the read was quite good of price action. I'm content with it. I was expecting a direction, an expansion higher. If you look at the if you do some zoom out here on the 1 minute, you can clearly see that Asia range has been ranging like always. London manipulated to the downside, and then we could eventually expect a expansion to the upside in between in between New York and but yeah, the run started right before 9:30. That's why I did not engage with it. And yeah, I was waiting for a continuation right now, but we are just consolidating since 10 a.m. It's been 1 hour now consolidating here, right above 2.5 standard deviation, which is always tricky. Uh, this is the this is the point where if you took any longs here, 80% of your position should be out. Um, you should not leave 100% of your position here without taking any type of partials. But yeah, sometimes there are people that like to run the expansion leg to the upside on its fullest. Yeah, and it's just a personal um, option, and it's a personal option of risk management. I usually like to catch some off here, right? It's in between -2 and -2.5. That way I would pay myself as well. But since I didn't trade the beginning of the leg, I can't do nothing except by expecting a move lower, taking out some sell side liquidity, and then a continuation to the upside. That's what I'm expecting here. But I believe that it will take some time, and eventually it will happen at, I don't know, lunch hour or something like that. I can't see anything being framed right now inside the New York AM time window, which which already which which is ending already as well. Yeah, so you guys have no questions. You can write it down in the chat section. We'll try to answer them if you have any. Yeah, so far it seems like price did in fact inverted the bearish fair value gap here. This one, it took some time. Yeah, there's an SMT here in between ES um, and then Q. But honestly, I don't think that's enough for us to continue. I really would like to see something lower first. Yeah, it seems like you guys have no questions. Well, I have a question for you guys. Where are you from? Where are you from? Are you from Europe? Are you from the United States? Are you from the Latin America? From somewhere in Asia? I don't know. Well, yeah, for those who don't know me, I'm from Portugal, a country side by side with Spain. We don't talk Spanish, we talk Portuguese. That's quite different. Yeah, it might be sound, might have similar sounds, but the language is quite different. Even even the Brazilian Portuguese is different from the Portuguese from Portugal. So whenever you hear someone say that okay, Portuguese is the same as Spanish, yeah, I don't believe that. It has nothing to do with Spanish. So where you guys where you guys from? Just tell me, guys. I can see you guys in here. Yeah, consolidation. I'm glad I didn't try to engage with a continuation of the range of the expansion. I really need to see some purge of liquidity first. Otherwise, I would have spent a lot of mental capital and a lot of capital. Honestly, the only way that I could have engaged here was something like this. Uh, but yeah, I would have to have my stop below this low here, and yeah, it would have given me a 2.05 risk to reward ratio. Yeah, but that's not the perfect ratio for someone who trades with partials, honestly, because as soon as I have taken some partials, my risk to reward ratio would have gone, and yeah, this is the minimum that I'm expecting from any trade to R. I will not try to engage with any trade if the maximum result that I'm expecting from it is a 2R. Yeah, that's not what I'm looking for, honestly. I'm looking for some type of a 3R or where I can take partials and eventually expect something in between 2R to 2.5R as the final result of the trade. Yo, Mary Carter. I can see you talking to me, but seems like seems like you're some kind of a bot, or I don't know. There's not the first time that somebody says that their headphones are not working right now, and instead they try to sell me something. So yeah, I can see you speaking with me and writing, but yeah, as you can see, I don't stream games. I'm just trading. So yeah, it seems like this SMT just worked. It's working until now. But honestly, this still does not convince me that we will do a run higher to buy side liquidity without even trying to purge anything lower. So yeah, guys, where are you from? Are you from Europe? Are you from the other side of the Atlantic, somewhere America or the Latin America, or just from the other side of the world, somewhere in Asia? Yeah, just tell me. I would like to know more about you guys, and I would like to know more about my audience as well. So if you don't mind, chat, just yeah, just write it, and that way we would have something to talk about as well. Since markets is just yeah, it's just doing its own thing. Honestly, there's not much to talk about on these charts, and that way the stream wouldn't be so boring as well. Because I can understand that at some point the stream gets a little bit boring, especially when price action is ranging for about 1 hour already. Yeah. So another leg down here. Yeah, I can believe that this consolidation will last until lunch hour, which is at noon. And eventually at noon, it will attack these lows here, these ones as well. And right after noon, it will continue to the upside because it's generating a lot of liquidity to the upside as well. So a lot of players are trying to sell this one as a short retrace or as an inversion. And yeah, I can see a lot of people playing their stops right above these highs, and suddenly price will do something like this, and they will, okay, I'm in the right path, but then suddenly it will reverse it and quickly grab those stops as well. So yeah, I believe lunch hour will eventually offer something like that. But for now, it's just a consolidation type movement. And I'm glad I did not engage with this price action because I was expecting something like this to happen. Um, the only thing that I can say that I'm not, and that I'm not glad because yeah, I anticipated a run to the upside, but the only thing that I could have been better if is is it if I had engaged here somewhere right after 9:30, yeah, it could have been a nice trade because the targets were expected and were reached. But I was kind of afraid of this. Trump speaks to Putin at the 10 and was expecting something to happen. That's why I didn't engage with anything of this. And to be honest, there's not much to engage with, honestly. Um, price just keep kept grinding higher and running higher. So yeah. So for those who are watching, and if you guys did not watch the first minutes of the stream, you can run it back, but I will just resume it. Yeah, in the beginning of the stream, I was watching for Asia to be the range, the consolidation range, the accumulation range. Then eventually London brought us to the manipulation leg, enticing a lot of players to go short. And after seeing this, yeah, I was expecting London highs, eventually these highs here, this one right here, and ultimately these ones right here as well. So yeah, I was framing some type of a expansion to the upside when price was here. You can watch it back. Um, can replay it. Yeah, because honestly, you can see it other way. So this should be the sell side curve here, and yeah, and this is the buy side curve, and this is the buy side curve. So the buy side curve will end as soon as we take buy side liquidity here. So I'm expect price to go higher. I'm just waiting for something to appear bearish. That would be the manipulation to the downside once again, uh, taking price to some kind of an equilibrium here, because there's a lot of this expansion offered a lot of bises, and I'm expecting some of them to be um, rebalanced, and then a continuation to the upside, reaching for buy side liquidity, and that's the job for today's action. And this is what I expected since the beginning of the trade, the session. I mean, but yeah, price never gave me what I really wanted, which was some manipulation lower before the expansion, but right after the open, not prior to the open. This was the Judas swing right 15 minutes prior to the open, and this should be the leg that I would have entered if it presented after 9:30. But yeah, rules are rules, and there exists to be respected. So that's why I missed all of this action to the upside. And then I was contemplating the market right when we reached minus 2.5 standard deviation, and was looking for the 15 minutes as well. And I said, okay, now we were in a consolidation or retrace mode, and we will eventually retrace lower or start some kind of a consolidation. And yeah, we started to consolidate. Uh, and I did not engage in any of this action here because at this point I'm very convinced that this is just liquidity generation movement type. So as soon as we take one of these lows, or eventually even these ones right here, and I believe this will happen right at lunch, then we will seek higher. Otherwise, price will just, yeah, do something like this. It will have no rules. As you can see, price is right now not respecting any bearish or bullish PD arrays. So there's no point in try to do anything with this type of price action. So the thing that I'm advising you is to just close the charts and or wait for something like this to happen, or yeah, just give yourself some slack and end the day here, because yeah, I believe we will see this in between noon or eventually at 2 p.m. Otherwise, I will not engage with anything of this price action. I don't believe in this. So yeah, let me see where we are in the stream as well. If we already hit the 2 hour mark. Yeah, we already hit it. So I think I will end the stream here as well, guys. So no trades for today, unfortunately. Um, price did did not give us what we were expecting. A manipulation post opening. It gave us a manipulation pre-opening. So yeah, I'm just still content because in the end, the read of price action was quite good. The drawn liquidity was correct. The daily bias was correct. The only thing that really escaped here was the engagement with the market. So yeah, I think it's time to end the stream. I will release some short form content on Instagram and TikTok. You can check it later. I will do some short form for YouTube and Twitch as well. So yeah, you can check it later. Um, those short forms tend to be educational. When I select a few phrases that I and a few sentences that I point out whenever I'm streaming. So yeah, if you want to catch those small tips, you can do it in the short form content. And yeah, I hope to see you tomorrow once again. Um, so have a good afternoon, and hope to see you tomorrow in between 9:30 to 9 to 9:30 New York local time. So yeah, have a nice Monday afternoon, and see you tomorrow. Thank you very much.